Hi everyone, my name is Rahul and welcome to our podcast Talking Through. As you all know, in our podcast, we try to invite experts from various industries who share their views, their experience with our audience, and help them in terms of navigating their careers, help them in clearing some of their doubt with respect to their career choices. And in today's segment, we have a special guest, Rishank. Rishank, welcome. Rishank is from a very niche industry, that is fintech industry, which is booming right now across the globe. And I request Rishank to introduce himself and to our audience and give some details about your professional and personal work. So Rishank, over to you.
First of all, thank you, Rahul, for inviting me for this
Pleasure.
podcast. Currently I'm working as a product owner and product manager at an IT services company, and I'm serving a fintech client who is based in Africa, and we are working in the payments domain. And I've in the past, I've worked in similar profiles in business and
Right.
technology consulting,
Great.
and I've also served investment clients as well, along with clients in BFSI industry
That's great.
in consulting role as well.
Great.
So
And since
my,
how long you are working in your current company, this role?
so it's been almost close to 2 years now since I've been working in this particular role.
So earlier you was also in the similar field, fintech, or you were working in some other domain?
No, not fintech specifically. I would say that I was working in consulting, but it had a mix of technology as well, and I got a good exposure in research and investment research as well. From that perspective, my skills were transferable into this role. It had a good blend of both my previous experience, and I was able to utilize that experience and apply into my
In
new
your current role?
Yes.
Great. And you are working in fintech industry, which is booming right now. And I like to know more about this particular industry. Who are the major players? What kind of clientele they are working, and what is the emerging technology and trend in this particular industry?
Yeah, so if you talk about major players and the overall industry landscape, it differs from region to region.
Yeah.
Like in India, you might already be aware with the major fintech players such as Paytm, Razorpay, and PayU, and so on. So in Africa also there are different players. So every geography has different major players. You can't just like if you have Google or Meta or Microsoft of today, which are global companies,
Yes.
but in fintechs it's more of regional landscape that plays out.
Correct.
So that because you need to have integrations which suit the local payments, and not you can't easily integrate for international payments.
Absolutely.
So that's why there in the African region you have different players which are not heard in this Asian or Indian geography.
Correct. And one more question related to your choice of opting this particular domain. Prior to that, you worked in an entirely different industry. So when you have decided to change your industry or switch into any other industry, do you have some other choices? And I like to know why you have chosen this particular domain. Is there any specific reason? Apart from the salaries and other perks and all, any interest in fintech area?
Yes, I had when I graduated with my MBA in finance. So there, after that, working in a consulting role in which I had gotten good some of the exposure to technology as well. So I realized technology industry is very stable and fast growing, and we know technology is the
Absolutely,
future.
yeah.
So today with AI emerging very fastly, and even fintech is also an industry which is growing rapidly over the last 4 5 years. So I thought that uh, making your experience a blend of finance and technology would elevate my career progression,
Definitely.
rather than just focusing on financial aspects.
Correct.
Because financial aspects is more of a legacy career.
True.
I know there are some investment management and investment research
Correct.
which requires a lot of expertise. But with this blend of technology, I think I get an exposure to technology as well, which is very important today. Even if you talk about investment research as well, they also use a lot of technologies today, because for the data to have a good overview of that data and analyze that data, you need technology. So a lot of investment roles are also requiring programming languages.
Correct.
So I feel that in my current role with the product owner and product manager experience, I am getting the know-how of building product from scratch, as to what features should be built when you are building a payment gateway sort of solution. What features should be there, and how you have to understand from a user perspective how the user will interact with those features and how you can add value to them.
Correct. And as far as your current job profile is concerned, anything which is really challenging or anything which is really inspiring, or whatever, anything you have learned in the last 2 years which is entirely new to you, and even then you have done some great job, so you like to share any sort of story with respect to that?
Yes, definitely. So, in this role, I have gotten good exposure of working with a lot of stakeholders. You get to work with designers, the engineering team, the front end engineers, back end engineers, QA engineers, and also you get to work with the business stakeholders as well. You get to work with sales team, marketing team, and the customer experience team, understanding the insights of the users, the end users. What are they expecting from the product, and what features they are looking for, and based on their perspective, your understanding and exposure to the industry also becomes magnified. It's not limited to your own perspective. You get a lot of insights from them, through which you are able to develop a product in a much more efficient and meaningful manner, which you could not do if you are working in a standalone in a specific team, focusing and working only with 4 5 people.
Absolutely.
With exposure through interaction with a lot of stakeholders, you build a lot of skills, and you get a lot of insights and knowledge, which is very important for building a product.
Absolutely. And if I ask you, if anyone likes to enter in this particular industry, or like to get a decent job in any top fintech companies, the names you have already mentioned of the top players, what kind of educational background first is required, what kind of a skill set is required, and if somebody asks you or seek any help from you, if he wants to prepare for an interview, what kind of advice you will give him, in what particular direction he should upskill himself before applying for any such jobs?
Yeah, I think the first focus should be getting the understanding of the industry, and you should have some knack for finance and payments, and you should also have good analytical skills and communication skills. So, of course, I feel that an MBA, the people should go for an MBA and target top tier schools to get that exposure into finance. And also, when you go into top tier schools, you do get exposure to the cream of the entire country. So then you are able to compete with them, and also learn from them, learn from your peers as well, how you need to develop all of these set of skills. And then of course the experience also comes first. If you want to get into this sort of industry, even if you work at a startup, you should not be afraid of it, to start with your career. You should not aim, okay, I have to go into Paytm only, or I have to go for Meta, Microsoft, all those big companies. You should first focus your attention on getting the experience, even if you do an internship, to get that exposure that would be beneficial. So that should be the frame of mind.
Get some hands-on experience of industry it's not really matters that you are working with established player or a startup, but you should get into and just get the hang of the things,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
then definitely we can look
Yes,
for some
yes.
of the like niche domains basis on our interest.
Yes, yes. It should be a natural progression.
Yes.
You can first start at a startup, because I feel that at a startup you get to learn of a lot of things from a diverse perspective. You get to learn exposure to finance,
Yes.
marketing, how you handle the clients as well directly, rather than working at a well established firm where you
Correct.
might not get an exposure to the client. So it's very
Absolutely.
important to get that exposure, and with a startup or a mid-tier firm, you could get that exposure.
Right, right. And what are the growth opportunities in your current role or in similar industry? How people progress up to the ladder, and what kind of a skill set or leadership qualities they need to develop to move to the next level?
Yeah, so of course, the skills that I mentioned, good analytical skills, good financial domain knowledge, and communication skills, working with stakeholders, and also having some empathy while doing all of this. You can't
Correct.
be just micromanaging people and showing a lot of aggression
Right, right.
while you are working with these people. And also, of course, in terms of the progression, you could move into senior leadership roles, like senior director of product management, or director of product management, and or senior uh, business analyst, or associate principal consultant. So these are sort of the natural progression that happens through these roles.
Correct, correct. And if we talk about you as an individual during the course of your professional experience, how you have changed from like a graduate or MBA student just fresh out from the college, and now you are working as a senior executive in a fintech firm. So how things have evolved for you, and how is your overall experience in terms of your achievement in the industries, your fulfillment, and the kind of way you are growing day by day? What is your experience, internal feeling about that?
Yes, definitely. I've evolved a lot from when I was just out of college from my MBA. I was lacking some on my soft skills as aspects, and also working with stakeholders, that was missing. But that has evolved from my current role. And also, what I learned was you have to be having good management skills as well, like working on a project, getting delivered of that project, and then making sure that things also run smoothly. If you have a crisis in your product, you own your product. You are not just working as an employee. You should have some ownership mentality while you
Right.
are working on a product. If you encounter any issues in your product, you should be there at any point of time to solve those issues. If it also, obviously it depends on severity of the
Correct, correct.
issue as well. If it's a low severity, then you might postpone it for a later date. But if it's a high severity, then you should be available, and you have to move the needle from the team as well,
That's right.
because a lot of people are not like self motivated to solve every problem. You have to move them. You have to get the work out of them to ensure that the end goal is achieved.
Correct, correct, correct. So as we talk about team management, leadership skills, I'm sure you must be handling some team members who are working under your guidance.
Yes.
So what is your style of leadership? You have mentioned that some of the important leadership traits, but I like to understand your individual persona, how you manage some of the situations. For example, some of your team member is not performing well, so how you earlier that person was performing well, but all of a sudden in last quarter his or her performance just dipped down. So how you handle such situations? I'm asking this question just for some of our audience who must be facing similar kind of situation in their day-to-day life. I know everyone has their style of handling things, but any of the best practices you have followed through which you have motivated some person, or just getting that person out from that particular zone, and now he is performing well? Any sort of story you or anecdote you like to share with our audience?
Yeah, definitely. For every individual,
Yeah.
you have to manage differently. You can't
Correct.
apply one approach to everyone. So some people are self-motivated themselves. So
Right.
you give them some comfort to perform well, and they don't require like push from your end. They just require that they can just share their updates, and then you should be comfortable. But yes, the timelines have to be kept in mind. So when you are working with a difficult person, then it is important that you communicate clear expectations from your end,
Right,
and
right.
also clear timelines from your end, and seek the updates on a more frequent basis as compared to a person who is very motivated. So a laid back person might require few updates, but you won't like bother him too much to the extent that he gets an emotional trauma from out of it. You should still encourage them. So you should give some appreciation from them when they make progress and deliver on their timelines. But you have to motivate them on consistent basis. It's like more frequent steps of motivation that you have to give them to
That's
allow
right.
them to keep themselves motivated and achieve those end goals, which is important
Absolutely.
to deliver the project.
Correct, correct. And as technology is continuously and very rapidly evolving across all industries, fintech is one of the industry wherein AI, automation, and other technology disruption has taken part. So, in your view, in next 5 to 10 years, in next decade, where you are looking at this particular industry, how, in which direction this industry is going, what is the growth potential? In case some of our audience like to switch their careers in this industry, how promising you are, how optimistic you are in terms of vouching for this particular industry, depending on the future growth?
I think AI, of course, is evolving very rapidly, and I feel that it is a game changer today with various AI tools such as ChatGPT, Bard, Claude, and so on. And but at the same time, I feel that it is not going to hinder in a way that the jobs will be lost altogether, especially in the fintech industry. I feel that it is going to augment the people's productivity in that sense. They will be able to analyze data much faster through the use of AI. The data points that AI will be able to evaluate, which will be much more efficient than we are doing today. So of course it is going to give a tremendous push in the next 5-10 years. We might see that our efficiency and productivity might go 10x from the existing
Correct.
levels.
Yeah.
So I feel that AI is going to definitely play a magnanimous role in transforming not just fintech industry but various other industries as well, where more manual work is involved in the sense in getting the information or getting or doing laborious work as well. So that is AI is definitely going to have a major efficiency benefits.
And if we compare some of the fintech startups with some of the established companies, what kind of management style difference or operational difference you have seen? I'm sure some of your friend must be working in different sort of companies across fintech and other sectors. So any sort of basic difference you have seen in startups and in established companies, which is a distinguishing factor? It's important for our viewers because while they have a choice to join a fintech, which is a startup, maybe a bootstrap startup or early stage funded startup or a well established company, what kind of factors they take into consideration while choosing between two offers?
So it depends on the mindset of each individual. Like some people want to work at a well established firm and have stable life, while some people are looking for more faster hyper growth in their career, and they want to get an understanding of diverse aspects of business. So people usually prefer in their initial years of their career joining a startup, but a lot of it's majorly people sort of want to work in an established company post, let's say, age of 30, because they get married and then they seek comfort, and the well established companies give that sort of comfort as well as sort of stability in their lives. So it's all depends on the stage of careers you're in and also your mindset. So if a person, so it's also possible that even after 30, if a person is looking for hyper growth in their career, might join startup. He want to, let's say, get a stock options, so that, let's say, in 5-10 years he is able to make uh, much faster career progression or even monetary benefits as compared to an individual who is working in a well established company. So he might go for that. But it all also, in terms of differences between the two, it's like in a well established company you are working in a structured role. Your role is well defined, and you are in the bounds of those particular activities and functions or responsibilities as well. But in a startup your role is much more diverse. You can't say, okay, I can't work on this because I have been
An
in
individual
the
need to
past
be a sort of hustler and ready to and open to work
yes,
in different scenarios.
different
Maybe
scenarios, yes.
just in startups they can move an individual to 3 different departments in a year.
Exactly. So my client is sort of also in that sort of startup to mid-size sort of category, and they also push me for a lot of different work. So then I become open to that if it gives me good learning.
That's right.
So yeah, so it's important to have that open mindset when you are working in this industry.
Great. And one question I like to ask you, and I'm sure different people they have different sort of opinions and experiences. So I have seen your profile on LinkedIn, and I know that before your master's MBA in finance, you were working in some company, and post that you have worked in a couple of more companies. So what is your experience before doing majors in finance? What was your perspective and how you are looking at the things, and what all things a master's in hardcore finance taught you which you have implemented in your future jobs post MBA? What is the major difference? Because there is a dilemma in our younger generation if they go for masters or not, right? If this is the right time or not. So as per your opinion, what is the right time to go for masters, or is that a right way, just do masters just after their graduations? What is the right way?
Yes, according to me, the right way is first get some experience post graduation. But yes, your focus should not be getting in too much of experience. What I felt in my experience is that the experience should be limited to 1 or 2 years after graduation, and then you should jump to get into masters, because in India, masters category is like more focused on people having 0 to 2-3 years of experience. So the recruiters that also come there are focused on getting people who are in that range. So it is, so accordingly then you have to build that level of experience which caters in that range. So definitely experience should be there, because with a fresher mindset you get, okay, you get the academic bent through the masters, but b- before working in a company, so you get some additional elements that you can bring into your master's degree, which is very important, I feel.
Correct. And any key message you like to share with our audience, or any aspiring person who like to enter in like finance industry or fintech industry, what all industries you have worked, what kind of upskilling or preparation is required if you like to succeed in this particular industry? Any general advice you like to give to our audience?
Yeah, general advice would be that you should be ready to upskill yourself continuously. If you are working in a technology industry, especially with the things evolving so much rapidly, we had legacy systems, then microservices, and then AI has also come. So you have to continuously upgrade yourself in this industry, and not be just on the frame of mindset that okay, I am getting good domain knowledge from my existing role, so that's enough for me. You should be continuously working on courses, get the courses from Udemy, Coursera, and all those edtech websites that you have online. Get the courses that will augment in your existing role, so that you are able to add value while you are working with your team. And of course they should be not so much diverse focus, like you end up doing courses on say on let's say operations, or let's say sales. So you have to narrow your focus as well, that you can't just keep on learning everything. You have to keep your focus on the subject that on the job that you are working on. So enhance your skills through courses which are focused on your area, rather than doing everything.
Absolutely. Correct, correct. And considering you are working in a client facing role, I know most of the client and service industry, they are really, really demanding. So how you keep yourself updated, how you keep yourself focused in this stressed environment, what keeps you up for this particular job? So any sort of, for example, some people do meditation, some people read books, some travel, some take some sort of hobbies. So what kind of personal initiative you have taken to keep yourself fit, updated and motivated, so that you can succeed not only in this particular job or career, or how you are preparing yourself mentally for future?
Yeah, so few things that I do is I read books, and also I listen to podcasts as well, which are more entrepreneurial focused and business focused. So I gain lot of knowledge as well. So I listen to podcasts which includes from Nikhil Kamath and Shantanu as well,
Yeah.
Barbershop with
Yes,
Shantanu.
yes.
So these I've got good knowledge of various industries
Absolutely, very
from
informative.
these podcasts, and also I read books as well. So those as well, I read both non-fiction and fiction books, so that I get good some business knowledge from those non-fiction books as well. And to keep myself fit, I do yoga, and also I play sports to keep myself physically and mentally occupied and fit, because health is also very important and fundamental aspect of your life, which has to be maintained consistently. You just can't keep your focus only on earning money and just keeping your focus entirely on your work.
Absolutely, right, right. And one last question I like to ask, during your entire career journey, any story, anecdote you like to share with us? Any inspirational story? Maybe some of your juniors, some of your seniors have shown some gesture, given you some sort of support, appreciation, anything which you feel is one of your memorable stories during your career?
I feel in my own experiences as well, like whenever I face a challenge, I feel that okay, if my boss said something, or if my client said something, or a face challenge, so I then keep a firm mentality. Okay, okay, I have to overcome this. I have to fight this. So I keep that attitude towards overcoming this challenge, that I have to fight this and win over this, and to get the appreciation feedback from my boss or my client. It's just that there are good days and there are bad days. So when I face bad days, I then get that mindset in place that I have to convert that into a good day. So that is the focus that I keep while working in my job.
That's great. That's great. And with this, we like to end today's podcast. If anyone who is listening to this podcast, viewing this podcast, have any sort of questions for Rishank, anything related to your career choices, or you like to know more about fintech industry, please write your comments, and we will try our best to give you best solution possible. And we will try to arrange few more discussions with Rishank on some specific things, trends and technology disruptions in fintech industry in future, and keep you guys posted. So till then, see you all. Thank you for watching this podcast. Thank you. Thank you, Rishank.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast.
My pleasure.